Hello. Yes, this is how I ate gluten-free on vacation. So I went to Mexico, Huatuco actually, and we were staying in a condo, and I hadn't traveled for 10 years, and I was eating gluten then. So this was like the very first time that I was spending a significant amount of time away from home. Um, and they spoke a different language. I don't know Spanish. Just tiny bits, right? I had to think about how I was gonna do this. And I know the people that I was traveling with don't want to eat in the condo the whole time. I don't want to eat in the condo the whole time. So I need to figure out the safest way that I could eat, um, knowing that I may not be safe all the time. Here in Canada, I would say I'm 95% sure that I'm safe most of the time and, not getting accidental gluten. But there's always a little bit of a chance, right? Like you never know with cross contamination, or there's it's an ingredient that people aren't aware of that might be gluten, blah 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 blah, blah, all that good stuff, right? So this is what I did. I made sure, well, number one, I had a big suitcase, and I made sure I had space in there for food. I probably didn't take as many clothes as I might have in the past to make sure I had my snorkel and some food. So I took like pasta, I took flavorful foods. So I took, with Epicure, there's a spinach artichoke dip. So I took that. Spices, because I didn't know. So I took some Montreal steak spice, some other little spices to make dips or to do things. I thought maybe if I was hungover, I might need mac and cheese. So I took macaroni and cheese, and I made it. I made all the stuff. I Googled the grocery store. So there was a big grocery store there. And so I looked up items to see if I could buy gluten-free stuff there, right? I would say the selection was small, but I made sure I had things like cream cheese and ham. I took my own bread so I could make my own sandwich, right? And I often took a sandwich to the beach, which sounds ridiculous. But my sandwich tasted better than the food I was ordering. Like it was more flavor, right? And I also knew that English was going to be a problem. And so when I went out and I was eating, I knew I would find something safe for breakfast, something safe for lunch, something safe for supper that would be universal on most menus. And I did that. And I found out that a lot of Spanish speaking servers have no idea. No idea. I say gluten free. I say celiac, which you think would get people's attention. And they're like, And I'm like, no bread. They didn't even understand no wheat, no bread. And then I learned the word pan, which is bread in Spanish, I guess. Because when I said no pan, then they were like, oh, okay. It seemed to work. So I found that breakfast was probably the easiest. And I love refried beans. Like I was really looking forward to some refried beans. And the mole sauce was amazing. So breakfast was a little bit easier. And what did I have? Omelet, ham and cheese omelet. Those are my go-tos. Ham and cheese omelet. For lunch, it was a quesadilla. Sometimes, depending on the kitchen, I would order chicken. with it. And for supper, it was if I could get bacon cheeseburger, no bread. Sometimes I would order fries if I was feeling dangerous, right? Because you never know with fries. And most of the fries that were there was no coating on them whatsoever. Everybody had the same kind of fries. So I knew there was no coating. So it was just on how they were handling their oil and if there was any cross-contamination. And guess what? I did just fine. I did have some instances where I had some indigestion, a lot of burping going on. Yeah, but I did fine. Okay, so now let's talk about the vegetables, right? Because you think, oh, vegetables will be fine. But then I was worried about the water. Like, what water did they use to clean those vegetables, right? So I kept the vegetables to a minimum. And I'm used to eating carnivore anyway, so it wasn't a big loss. There was a time we went to a fancy restaurant, and I'm like, okay, this is it. This is going to be the meal. This is going to be it. And it was. So my server, so I kind of gauge with my questions, what they understand, and she understood celiac. And I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm thinking for my appetizer and for my meal. And she goes, yes, those are good. And I'm like, okay. I had stuffed chicken. I had a watermelon salad with feta cheese, and I had a little, I don't know, maple drizzle something on it. It was wonderful. It was the best meal, most flavorful meal I had while I was there. We did do a steak barbecue at the condo one night, but that was just one night. And yeah, that's what I did. And it worked. I took all my good stuff just in case you need to prepare. Somebody was going with a cold, so I made sure I had all my cold stuff too, but I didn't need it. So I took my digest, I took my Essentialzyme 4, I took my Allerzyme, and lots of Advil, because I knew if I came in contact with gluten, then I'm going to get the sore joints. And so I made sure I had enough Advil that I could take Advil and still enjoy my holiday, like still go out snorkeling and stuff. So I was prepared. I thought about it. I was prepared. I did my due diligence, and it worked out. I had a wonderful time. Wonderful time. But food was not my focus. Like a lot of times when people go on holidays, they want a big beautiful meal, they want lots of flavors, they want to eat the seafood, they want to the local blah blah blahs. I knew going in that was not my holiday. I was just going to eat food to keep me alive and hopefully not get sick. 2 thumbs up. It was awesome. So if you want to know anything about the food that I took, the Epicure stuff, and the stuff I use, so in case I come in contact with gluten, I'll put that if you're interested in the comments or whatever. And yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. And you too can go on holidays and stay in a condo. There you go. Have a wonderful day.